we just kind of dug ourselves too deep of a hole.
Yeah, Julius, just what was happening in that first quarter that allowed them to get on top of you the way that they did?
I just think we were stagnant. We missed some good looks, some open layups. And then, Luka got off to another hot start. He got some early free throws. I think he had like 8 free throws early, so he got off to, a hot start. And, they were just kind of in a rhythm in that first quarter. They scored 94 points for the game, but they had 34 in the first quarter. So that means, after that we held them to 20 a quarter, which is who we are, as a team. So we just got to get out to a better start.
You guys were great from 3 in game 1. Very few attempts tonight. Was it something they were doing to take that away? Were you guys being a little reluctant there? What did you see on that?
No, not that. I just think we maybe just a little bit too stagnant, too slow getting into our actions or what we were looking for. Also, we got a lot of points off of transition last game, and they kind of took that away from us. We got some open threes, open looks in transition last game that we didn't get tonight. So just got to be better in that department, all things that we can control.
Julius, in both games here and kind of throughout the season, you guys have struggled at the rim in general. What goes into better finishing around the bucket?
I don't know, just focus. You got to work at it every day. Just working on your touch, stuff like that. But I think it's just focus and spacing as well.
Ant said when he got the ball, he felt like they would almost go into like a zone kind of look.
Absolutely, yeah.
We talk about off-ball movement all the time. How difficult is that when they're seemingly kind of shifting and against a zone like that, sometimes you don't exactly know where to cut?
It's tough. It's tough. We as a team got to figure it out and figure out a way to help him get easier looks, so he can be, the Ant that we need him to be. He was still great, but he had to work extremely hard for everything. And some of that I can do myself, with pace, pushing the ball. I think the fourth quarter was the only time that I got him an uphill DHO. He got a clean look for 3. It's probably the only time I got him an easy look all game. So myself, I have to be better in helping him, as well. So.
Julius, 1-1 going back home. How do you get back home and not start Game 3 like it started tonight? Is it home crowd? Is it the role players? Is it the must-haves? How do you not carry over the slow start tonight into Game 3 at home?
I think it's just an attention to detail. We got to have an awareness. We've had slow starts throughout the season, and we've had great starts throughout the season. I think it's really just our focus and attention to detail to start the game. We do that, lock in the coverages and not let them get us stagnant in the half court. I think we'll be fine. So usually when we get off to a great start, which we have been lately at home, we've played great throughout the game.
You've always taken what the game gives you, and tonight it seemed like you started to lean into ISO because there wasn't much else working, and it was working in terms of getting some traction. But when that happens, do you think that again slows down other people moving without the ball, or what was it about not this off-ball movement? Nobody's moving off the ball.
I'm not really sure. I just for myself, I want to be aggressive, getting into the paint, finishing. Coach did a lot of stuff that helped us get a little off-ball action. Me getting to the elbows, guys, setting pin down, slipping, all those different type of things. We got a few easy looks in the third and fourth quarter, but we just can't let them stagnate us. Yeah.
Julius, Naz and Dante get in foul trouble right away in the first half there. How did that kind of impact, do you think, the first half of the game?
It's definitely an impact, because those guys are 2 huge contributors to our team. They are part of the depth that we have. That's what makes our team great and special, being able to, rely on those guys. They've won us a lot of games this year. So, when you kind of take them out the game with foul trouble or whatever it is, it makes it tough. It puts a lot on others as well. But, we just got to be smarter. We knew, coming in, we couldn't expect anything or, rely on help from anything or for anybody. We we got to play a smart game. We got to play physical, aggressive, but we got to play smart as well. So I feel like we'll be better next game.
One more question. Give the mic.
Ant had said that you started to gel best with the team when you came back from injury. Why do you think that is?
I think just, my injury, I got some time to sit and evaluate. I kind of, getting traded here a few days before the season. I didn't really get a summer or whatever. I just kind of got thrown into the fire. And also, coming off of injury, it made it a little bit tough as well. But so I was kind of figuring out on the fly. And, when I got injured those few weeks, I was able to kind of see what the team needed, kind of see better